Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're laying out the ultimate step-by-step roadmap for turning your passion for photography into a structured professional career. You know, it's one thing to just love snapping pictures, right? But it's an entirely different journey to build a sustainable, thriving life behind the lens. Let's get right into it. So here's our agenda for today. We're going to walk through this career journey chronologically. We'll cover, do you have the eye, mapping your educational path, funding your photography dream, where will you work, and finally, career growth and legacy. All right, Section 1, do you have the eye? We're talking about the core traits of a photographer. I want you to ask yourself right now and be totally honest. Are you a naturally creative person who actually thrives when given the freedom to work independently? Photography is rarely your standard 9-to-5 desk job where someone's holding your hand all day. Nope, it requires a massive amount of self-starting energy. According to the source material, alongside that creativity and that independent streak we just talked about, having an absolute razor-sharp eye for detail is a fundamental trait for success here. A true professional sees the lighting, the background, the framing, and the subject literally all at once. It's like a giant visual puzzle you're constantly solving in real time. At its core, the literal definition of this role requires a total shift in your mindset. You're making the leap from being an amateur enthusiast snapping photos for fun to a skilled professional capturing images with a camera for a living. It's really all about applying serious technical skill to your unique creative vision. Which brings us to Section 2, mapping your educational path from high school to professional training. So let's dive into this educational pathway. The great news? It's highly accessible. Step 1 is simply completing your 10+2, and get this, you can do this in literally any stream. You don't need a specific science or arts background to get your foot in the door. Then, Step 2 is where you specialize. You can branch into a bachelor's degree, a diploma, or a BVoc degree in media studies and photography. And you can even follow that up with a postgraduate diploma to really hone your craft. Now, where can you actually study? Well, you have a brilliantly diverse choice of institutions across India. We're talking government bodies like NID Ahmedabad and Osmania University, various private academies like Creative Hut and Light and Life Academy, and even distance learning options through IGNOU. These courses are typically offered by departments of fine arts, so the infrastructure to learn, it is absolutely out there waiting for you. Let's move on to Section 3, funding your photography dream and overcoming those financial hurdles. The approximate course fee can range anywhere from 65,000 to 5 lakh rupees. This depends heavily on the specific institute and how long the course is. Now, I know that upper number can seem incredibly daunting at first glance. It's a lot of money, but seriously, don't let it stop you.
Because, fortunately, there are huge financial lifelines available. If you're looking for scholarships, you can hit up the National Scholarship Portal, which aggregates central, UGC, and state schemes. Plus, lots of institutes offer their own merit-based scholarships. Need a loan? The Vijayalakshmi Portal is a fantastic centralized hub backed by the Ministry of Finance. And surprisingly, some state governments like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar even offer student credit cards with remarkably low interest rates specifically for education, a real game changer.
All right. Section 4, where will you work? We're looking at environments, income, and opportunities. Your daily work environment in this field is going to be incredibly varied. You could easily find yourself in high-end media houses, deep inside the entertainment industry, working for specialized wedding consultancies, or operating out of traditional photo studios. The world literally becomes your office. So, the crucial thing here is that you have to choose your working style. You can absolutely opt for the relatively structured path of contractual or part-time studio work, working for someone else, or you can embrace the entrepreneur life as a freelance photographer. If you go freelance, you get flexible hours, sure, but keep in mind, whether you're employed or freelance, this job entails both indoor and outdoor work. Plus, you are highly likely to find yourself working during holidays and weekends. When everyone else is celebrating, you'll be on the clock capturing the magic. It's also really vital to highlight a super encouraging note from the source material. Incredible opportunities exist for differently abled professionals in this field. It's a career that values the output of your creative eye above all else, making it a wonderfully inclusive industry. Okay, let's talk numbers. Compensation. As you enter the field, your expected approximate monthly income is going to range between 15,000 and 70,000 rupees. And like most professions, this scales heavily based on the real-world experience you accumulate over time and, of course, the strength of your portfolio.
And that brings us to our final section, Section 5, Career Growth and Legacy, Climbing the Ladder and Making an Impact. Look, this is not a static job. It's a structured ladder that you can build over a lifetime. You usually begin as a trainee or assistant photographer. From there, you step up to become a general photographer. As you master your craft, you can advance to director of photography, then photographer ed, and you can even climb all the way up to a chief or general manager role within a media organization. There is a very clear upward path here. To truly understand the absolute pinnacle of this career path, we shouldn't just look at job titles. We can look at the incredibly inspiring case study provided in our source, Raghu Rai, universally known as the father of Indian photography. Rai's journey is just incredible. He started learning to craft back in 1962 at the age of 20 from his elder brother, Saspal. Just 3 years later, at age 23, he kicked off his professional journey. Because he applied his creative eye to the world around him, he became a true early pioneer of photojournalism in India. He went on to document profound, history-altering sociopolitical events, like the Bangladesh brutalities in 1971 and the devastating Bhopal gas tragedy in 1984. He didn't just take pictures, you guys. He captured history. Having seen the entire blueprint today, from identifying your initial creative spark and independence, to navigating your education, figuring out funding, understanding the work environment, and seeing the immense potential of a world-changing legacy like Raghu Rai's, well, there is only one question left to ask. Knowing the path, what story will your lens capture next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this structured look at the professional photography world has inspired you to take your very next step.